Hello, everybody. Psychic Soul Sense is here. I want to go further into the electromagnetic wave system and frequencies to help you understand more about how we are affected and how all living things are affected by frequencies. This further explains manipulation and stuff like that. So let's get right into it. So, electromagnetic signals. Electromagnetic signals are directly responsible for the electromagnetic wave representation that we access. So the particles and waves of the electromagnetic field. Our body accesses that and then translates that into communication. So this can be through any kind of data transmission and its energetic frequency signature. Data transmissions and communication of energetic information by the transmission or propagation of ranges of frequencies that form unique electromagnetic signals. It's just like when we feel someone's energy shift. We could be sitting next to someone, they could get their feelings hurt, offended, or turn happy even, and you feel that shift in their feelings. Same thing. When we receive spiritual initiations, we are receiving data transmissions into our light body. So it's like the heart lights up when we feel love from our Creator, right? When we push love, we feel our heart light up. You could be in prayer or meditation and then you feel a burst of love or get chills. That is all an energetic message, and your body translates it. These frequency, they're called downloads sometimes, which allow us to embody higher frequencies, are made through electromagnetic signals. During the ascension cycle is us making our way to Creator. It's not something that happens after you die. It's not something that it does happen before you die, but it is the journey to Christ, the journey to God. They come through as electromagnetic signals. So during the ascension cycle, humanity is being accelerated into greater ranges of amplified electromagnetic frequency exposure. These are either natural signals that support the biological ascension or artificial signals that block the physical body with pain, thereby suppressing or fragmenting the light body. So when we have pain, like say we have problems with our legs or something and we can't get over the pain, like, all day long, my pain, my legs, that's keeping us from thinking outside of ourselves. It's keeping us from thinking with a higher power, from thinking, see, if you have the feelings of love and God, pain doesn't seem to consume your body as much. I believe that pain, anger, resentment, shame, guilt, all those feelings enhanced help keep you from being spiritually inclined, so I believe that that's why all that happens to us, so that it keeps us from getting closer. It's on purpose. So we can help support our body and consciousness to regain balance when we have a clearer comprehension of how electromagnetic signals work in the body. Our cells are similar to miniature batteries and electrical generators. They conduct electricity, create electromagnetic signals. So we have about 6 feet all the way around us a light body that extends out from us that we can't see with the naked eye. So I've talked about that light spectrum being, so if there's 12 points and we only see 1.2, then we can't see your etheric body, right? But that's how people can pick up on feelings of other people. This is also how, like, animals that can't speak know where to find water, know where to find food. Wild animals, birds know where to fly. It's the electromagnetic frequencies that are connected to their body's antennas. So the nervous system uses electrical energy, termed nerve impulses, to transmit messages from one cell into the body to another cell in the body. Imbalances of any of these ions or inhibition of an ion transport across the cell membranes can lead to dysfunction in the conduction of electrical messages. This dysfunction quickly leads to general body disturbances and lost energetic stability in a biospiritual field. Additionally, this dysfunction skews internal messaging between the cells, blocks conditions of electrical messages in the nervous system, and can alter or change electromagnetic signals in the body. So that explains how a person can be so programmed and into their pain and their losses that they can't see how to get out of it, right? So, the human nervous system produces a resonant alternating magnetic field. The male energy goes one way, the female energy goes another. It's male and female energy. When they are flowing in tune together, they both spin at the same time. And you start, and we'll go through the chakras and stuff. We will get to that stuff eventually. So it's an alternating magnetic field which is capable of extracting ions from the atmosphere when there is a vibrational match in the same ionic frequency. As an ascending human, this is how we catch the high frequency downloads. These are the high energy and electromagnetic spectrum moving into high speeds through electromagnetic waves. In general, the higher frequency of the signal, the more information carrying capacity it has. Our nervous system acts as frequency conduit, which allows the intelligent energy to be transmitted to our body through ion channels, which produce an electromagnetic signal. The electromagnetic signal received is then transmitted from our neurological system to communicate directly with our personal DNA signal. So that's why sometimes, like where I've worked with spirituality and stuff my whole life, and I'm 47 now. I've done this since I was 19. No, I'll be 47. 46. It explains how you get different information from different signals. Like, you could be in a meditation, you could get chills up your arm and your hair stands up. That could be a different signal than, say, a feeling going up your spine, which I know the fluid going up my spine is a different feeling, but there is someone that communicates with me that when they communicate, I feel it in my neck. So, we're an antenna, and we have these little fields, and each little energy vortex inside our body correlates with a different feeling or function. So the root chakra, which is at the base of your spine, is what connects you to Earth. That's what connects you to Earth. Up here you have the negative frequency. Down here you have the positive frequency. A positive connects with the negative, so the crust of the Earth would be the negative frequency. It also has its energy nodes, which reflect on us. Now, our heartbeat is measured by the frequency around Earth. So our heartbeat matches Earth's heartbeat. Like, this is not hippie stuff. This is scientific stuff. That's what I think is cool about it. So, all living organisms interact and interconnect with the electromagnetic waves, and all of Earth's inhabitants have the memory of the original Earth-based DNA, which is resonant to a low-frequency wave emitted by the Schumann resonance in the Earth's atmosphere. The Schumann resonance are sets of spectrum peaks in extremely low frequencies, the L portion of the Earth's electromagnetic field, which is similar to say that these pulses are the heartbeat of the planet. For this reason, most people will be extremely open to conduct these waves of electromagnetic signaling through their bioneurology that is stimulated by these extremely low frequencies, such as 7.83 hertz. So have you ever noticed, like, if you watch a paranormal investigator, he's got his EMF field thingy and he sits there and he turns it on and he's like, oh, the EMF field is bigger here, because you're messing with another entity's electrical magnetic field, right? Electromagnetic field, and it's interacting with yours, which is causing the fluctuation, the energy transfer. So for this reason, most people will be extremely... I already read that part. This range of low frequency is commonly produced by the human brain. When relaxed in alpha and theta states, extremely low frequency or radio waves are artificially or naturally generated, can phase with these same frequencies in the human body, having an array of impacts on human electromagnetic signals, which further affect brain waves and a state of consciousness. So, that goes to say that, our environment has a lot to do with it too, because say you're always negative and people around you are used to you being negative, so they're negative too. But then it starts affecting you, because if you decide that you want to get out of that negative frequency, negative thoughts, negative ideas, all those create frequencies, waves, patterns, whatever. And it affects everybody around you. So say you decide you want to stop, right? And you want to change. But you will be affected even harder, because as you try to raise your frequency, the negative programs around you, or people that are programmed, or what have you, are going to be coming at you stronger, right? But becoming aware of it, this is how I look at everything, like, people, I like to call them NPCs, non-player, I can't remember what the last letter is for, but you have non-player people that, like, say you go out into public and you're around people that you don't normally mingle with. They affect your energy as well as people that you are with all the time. It's also based on what you put out. So you are constantly putting negativity out. So when you go out, you have attracted that back to you. You haven't had maybe the time to be more positive and put more positivity out so that it could come back to you, or what have you. So for the first time in recorded history, the Schumann resonance has reached frequencies of 36 plus and is heading for a maximum spike level 50 hertz. This is a big deal, and yet there is no publicly provided information on how this spike is impacting Earth or Earth's geomagnetic field, and how this radically affects the human body. When it first started raising is when Derek had passed, and he was like, I'm sitting here talking to him, and I'm like, how is this happening? And he said that, okay, so like for instance, a planet out here moves, or we got the planets lining up. Okay, those 5 planets that are already lined up have created a wave pattern, right, that has affected us. So it changes our frequency on Earth, okay? So he was like, more and more people are going to be having experiences with their past loved ones, or more paranormal activity will start happening because the veil is thinning. And it really is. What is happening basically is the Schumann resonance that surrounds Earth is changing because of movements in our solar system that we haven't seen in so many thousands of years. So, 3 years ago in 2014, this information was wrote 2017 is what I'm reading information from, but it's all good. It's science, and it's all good. So 3 years ago in 2014, when the Schumann resonance frequency had risen to 15 to 25 hertz levels from the usual 783 frequency, it was considered as a strange anomaly that was occurring on Earth. The Earth's frequency is speeding up, and this greatly impacts all functions of the human brain. In school, we were taught a lot of this, maybe not to the degree that we are able to learn it now, but we were taught this stuff. So, as well as impacting the heartbeat and the breathing rhythm, I've noticed over the past few years that a lot of people have had panic attacks. A lot of people have found spirituality. People that you wouldn't think that maybe have never talked about God are now finding their way to God, right? Paranormal activity has increased. And if it doesn't, you get the reverse effect. A lot of people have died, and I feel like that the coronavirus has a lot to do with our frequency that has changed. Everything is a frequency, and if it's changing around Earth, and asteroids are capable of bringing in diseases and germs that we are not used to, can spread, and then we've got that's just an idea. Honestly, get your tinfoil hat out, because I think it was invented. I really think it was on purpose. The bug. I think the jab to go with the bug was created to stop us from finding our way to God. That's what I think. Mine happened, my awakening happened like right before all of this went down. I was told through my late husband it was going to go down. I was told that Earth's frequencies would be changing. I was told the impact it would have on us, and I've watched all that happen. So you know how people say it seems like things are speeding up, and that's what's happening. It feels like everything's speeding up. So magnetic field shifting, core magnetic field shifting. This is the changing of the atmospheric layer of the planet's magnetic field. As above, as we are as well as magnetic tone resonance that emanates from the inner core of our planet, so below. Science understands this core resonance tone as the Schumann resonance. Both these levels of the planet's magnetic structure are tied to how frequency code instruction set is relayed into every level of our holographic blueprint. This instruction set is the base code of how our hologram is written, similarly to how the computer program writes the HTML code to create an internet page or program. This means the core architecture of our planet, the core foundation of our principles, or of the principles of matter as it manifests, is being altered and changed. Basically, we can all be reduced down to ones and zeros. This cat can, this wall can, I can. So, the urgent need for further research into Schumann resonance effect. Although Schumann resonance could easily be confirmed by measurements at the time of its discovery, it is no longer so obvious due to the atmosphere being filled with man-made radiation noise at different frequencies. This is almost drowning out the natural signals that have been there through eons of evolution. These signals act like a natural tuning fork, not just to biological oscillators of the brain, but for all the processes of life. Another thing I was thinking about is, so basically we've went from, somebody had made a comment in my last video about 5G. I agree with you, dude. 5G is not good, and that frequency is a negative frequency, and it's a man-made frequency, when our natural frequency is being overridden by man-made frequencies. And these frequencies are created for nefarious reasons because they're frequencies to keep us in negative thoughts, feelings, and vibrations. The worse you feel about this, about yourself, and it helps that Jesus, that you're told that you have to be good, you have to be fearful of God. He's going to make you burn in hell for lying, okay? And you have to be afraid of that. So that way you're constantly in fear. And you made a mistake, you can't go back. You can't go back because then you're going to pay for everything, right? So you might as well just stay on the bad side. It's all created to make us fail. I feel like Satan rules this place. And it's been reduced down to a frequency. A negative frequency is Satan, a positive frequency is God. With the advent of new wireless technology, in particular microwave pulsed at frequencies close to the Schumann resonance, as in mobile telephony, another problem is emerging. Humans are creating an environment that is literally out of tune with nature itself. Okay, and it is at this point that there is an urgent need for us to understand how everything alive responds to the most subtle changes in magnetic and electromagnetic fields surrounding us. For instance, we need to examine the possible interaction between magnetite crystals within cells and many man-made magnetic fields in the environment. That's another thing. Our brain has little neurosensors, right, that are affected electromagnetically. Our heart has neurosensors that are affected electromagnetically. Our gut, intestines, has neurosensors that are affected electromagnetically. So our entire body and its organs run off of this energy. So there is a great need for independent research into biocompatibility between natural and man-made signals by linking together potential importance of Schumann resonance and dangers posed by man-made pulsed frequencies. It will become apparent that unless we find a way to use biocompatible signals to power new technology, we may expose all life to the dangers previously not encountered. We may have to pay a high price for the short-sightedness. Serious attention must be now paid to the possible biological role of standing waves in the atmosphere, so that we do not overlook the importance of oscillations in the nature that may be central to consciousness in its life field. Colloidal silver and colloidal gold can be mined out of the atmosphere. There's machines you can buy, and you plug it into your wall, and after a couple of days you'll have, depending on what frequency you set that machine on, whatever you're wanting to pull. So it makes sense to me how spraying stuff, sending out signals, etc., all that stuff affects us. So the late Dr. Neil Sherry, a fierce opponent of the frequencies used in mobile telephony, has also focused on the importance of Schumann resonance in his publication, Schumann Resonance, a plausible biophysical mechanism for the human health effects of solar geomagnetic activity and human intelligence, the brain, and electromagnetic system synchronized by Schumann resonance signal. If the Schumann resonance is spiking, you'll have a headache. So, that's another thing I've noticed. Like, once you start learning this stuff, you start seeing how it affects your body. Ever go out into the sky and look during the day, say a cloudy day, because you don't want to look straight at the sun, of course, but you can see particles of energy. You can also see waves of energy. DNA signals. I think that's what I'm going to look up next time. Yeah, that's huge. We'll start reading DNA signals, and we'll start reading about the chakra system next. So, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I hope you enjoy this. Have a good day.